We need to raise taxes on the rich. There is just no other way out of our current deficit.
Shouldn't we get a budget first? Without a budget, our taxes just go into the black hole of government consumption.
How long have we been without a budget?
3 years. Bush left us with a budget, and that was the last budget Congress passed.
Government seems to run fine without a budget, so what do we need one for?
Have you noticed the price of gas lately?
Yes, it's outrageous.
That's inflation. Ron Paul points out a silver dime is now worth $4, about the price of a gallon of gas. When the government doesn't balance its budget, it creates money to cover its debts. This money, with no production to back it up, creates inflation. We pay for it at the gas pump and in the grocery store.
Okay, so who's responsible for creating a budget?
The House of Representatives.
I knew it. The Republicans complain, but they never do anything. They are the party of no.
Actually, in 2009, when the Bush budget expired, the Democrats controlled the House, the Senate, and the presidency. When the Republicans took back the House, they passed a budget within months.
I thought you said we have no budget.
The Senate wouldn't even discuss the budget. Harry Reid had the budget tabled without a discussion.
So I'm paying over $4 a gallon because the Democrats don't want to think about a budget. Why aren't they doing their job?
The Democrats are funded by public employee unions. Unions want more money, less work. For public employees to get more money, they need to raise taxes. The public employees already get paid way more than the private sector, so a budget that was balanced would cut into the Democrats' donations.
Can you prove this?
Yes. Go to OpenSecrets.org, click on the heavy hitters and order them by the donation tilt, and you will see that the public employee unions heavily donate to the Democrats, over 9-1.
I went to OpenSecrets.org. You are right, public unions donate millions of dollars to the Democrats. I also noticed that big business donates millions to both parties. I thought big business donated only to the Republicans.
Big business needs influence to survive. Every year they spend $1.75 trillion to comply with federal regulations. If they didn't buy influence, it would be much worse.
Sounds like extortion. I noticed that the Republican heavy donors are small business organizations. What do they want?
Small businesses create jobs. They created 65% of the new jobs in the last 17 years. They want less expensive regulations so that they can expand.
So the money behind creating new jobs is going to the Republicans, but the money behind the deficit spending is going to the Democrats.
Yes. And politicians tend to do what they are paid to do.
And I'm paying $4 a gallon gas so the Democrats can get donations? This seems way too simplistic.
You're right. The Republicans are divided. Some, like Bush, want to spend more money on their donors, while others want to balance the budget by streamlining regulations and cutting spending.
I've listened to the Republican debates. They all say they are balancing the budget by streamlining regulations and cutting spending. I don't believe them.
I had the same problem. But then I realized you don't need to trust them, just look at what they did in the past.
Okay, I googled Romney to see how he balanced the Massachusetts budget. Wikipedia says that he raised fees and shifted costs of state programs onto the cities and counties.
Romney brags about his approach during the debates. If he uses it as president, he will let the Bush tax cuts expire and shift federal mandate expenses to the states and cities. Many states are on the brink of bankruptcy now. Romney's approach will push the states over the edge.
Yes. Now we are getting the idea. So we are looking for someone to balance the budget, create more jobs, and cut regulation.
No one but Newt Gingrich has ever balanced the budget year after year. When he did, businesses created 16 million new jobs. But I don't like Newt. He cheated on his wife.
You're right, he did cheat on his wife. He has apologized for that. No one can undo the past. We can either forgive him or watch our gas and food prices go through the roof.
What about Ron Paul or Rick Santorum?
Neither one has brought Congress to a balanced budget. They just can't get both houses to build a consensus, which is what Newt did for the 4 years he was Speaker.
Ron Paul would balance the budget by vetoing every bill that spent money on things not authorized by the Constitution.
Yes, and that would last until enough members of both houses started overriding his veto. Building consensus is much harder, but in politics it is essential for lasting results.
So if I want to stop the rising prices of food and gas, I need to vote for Newt.
No one else in our lifetime has ever balanced the federal budget 4 years in a row. If we want to stop this inflation, we can't afford to vote and hope the next president can learn how to do that while on the job. Either we forgive Newt for his infidelity, or we turn the job over to someone who hasn't shown he has the skills to do the job.
I'll think about it.